Ever watched a drama so intense, so gripping, that you couldn't stop thinking about it even after it ended? Love Between Fairy and Devil is exactly that kind of show, but there's one thing you might have missed, and it changes everything. In today's video, we're breaking down one of the most captivating fantasy dramas out there, Love Between Fairy and Devil. It's got everything: powerful characters, breathtaking visuals, and a storyline that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Whether you're just wondering if it's worth your time or if you're already deep into it, I've got you covered. Let's dive in. Here's the challenge with Love Between Fairy and Devil. It's got a plot that's full of twists and turns, with layers of cultural depth that can be easy to miss. So how do you make sense of it all without losing track of the emotional journey? That's what we'll explore today. By the end, you'll not only understand the story better, but also gain insights into the cultural context that makes this drama so rich. So, let's start with the basics. Love Between Fairy and Devil is set in a world where immortals, fairies, and devils collide, with the fate of their realms at stake. The drama follows the unlikely bond between two characters from completely different worlds. On one side, we have Xiao Lanhua, a fairy from the orchid tribe. She's kind-hearted, innocent, and embodies pure goodness. On the other side is Dongfang Qing Cang, the ruthless moon supreme, a devil lord feared by all. The plot kicks off with Dongfang Qing Cang being released from an ancient curse that imprisoned him for thousands of years. However, his freedom comes with an unexpected twist. His life becomes intertwined with Xiao Lanhua's in a way neither of them could have anticipated. It's a battle of fate versus free will, and these two characters are pulled together in a story that mixes romance, tragedy, and epic battles. Sounds pretty epic, right? And trust me, it only gets crazier from here. Now, let's talk about the characters, starting with Xiao Lanhua. At first, she might seem like your typical innocent fairy, but as the series progresses, you start to see a lot more depth in her character. She's not just a damsel in distress. She has her own strengths and evolves over time. What makes her interesting is how her kindness and vulnerability start to affect Dongfang Qing Cang, and that's where things get really emotional. Speaking of Dongfang Qing Cang, he's the classic bad guy with a heart character, but not in a cliche way. He's been shaped by his harsh experiences, ruling with cruelty because that's what he believes is necessary. But then, when Xiao Lanhua enters his life, we start to see cracks in his cold exterior. What's fascinating is watching these two characters grow, both individually and in their complicated relationship. It's this contrast between them, the light and the dark, that makes their dynamic so compelling. Love Between Fairy and Devil is not just about romance or fantasy battles. It's packed with deeper themes and symbolism that you might not catch at first glance. For example, one of the major themes is the idea of destiny versus choice. In Chinese mythology, destiny is often seen as something unchangeable, but this drama challenges that. Both Xiao Lanhua and Dongfang Qing Cang are constantly battling the paths laid out for them by fate, trying to carve their own ways. Another theme is redemption. Dongfang Qing Cang's journey from a feared devil to someone capable of love and sacrifice is a huge part of the story. His character arc represents the idea that no matter how dark your past is, there's always a chance to change. Plus, the visual symbolism in the show is stunning. The contrast between the beautiful, light-filled fairy realm and the dark, ominous world of the devils reflects the inner turmoil of the characters. Alright, if you haven't watched the drama yet and don't want any spoilers, this is your warning to skip ahead. For those who are ready to dive into the details, let's break down some of the biggest moments. One of the most shocking scenes is when Dongfang Qing Cang sacrifices his power to save Xiao Lanhua. This moment is not just a turning point for the plot, but it's also a massive shift in his character. Up until then, he's been driven by power and revenge, but here we see that he's willing to give it all up for love. It's the moment that solidifies their bond and shows just how much he's changed because of her. Another major twist happens when we learn about Xiao Lanhua's true identity. Turns out she's not just an ordinary fairy. Her existence plays a much larger role in the balance between the fairy and devil realms. This revelation adds a whole new layer of complexity to the story. Suddenly, her actions have huge consequences, and both characters are forced to confront not only their feelings for each other, but also their responsibilities to their worlds. The climactic battle scene at the end is everything you'd hope for in a fantasy drama: epic, emotional, and visually stunning. It's not just a battle of good versus evil. It's a struggle for both characters to find themselves and decide what they're willing to fight for. Now, let's talk about that ending. Without giving away too much, the conclusion of Love Between Fairy and Devil is both heartbreaking and hopeful. It ties together the themes of sacrifice and redemption, leaving viewers with a sense of closure but also longing for more. What's brilliant about the ending is how it doesn't offer a perfect fairy tale solution. Instead, it feels real and raw, reminding us that love isn't always about happy endings. It's about growth, understanding, and sometimes letting go. The way Xiao Lanhua and Dongfang Qing Cang Wang's story wraps up is both satisfying and bittersweet. Their journey together has changed them in ways that go beyond just romance. It's about finding strength in vulnerability and love in unexpected places. So, should you watch Love Between Fairy and Devil? Absolutely. If you're into fantasy dramas with complex characters and deep emotional moments, this one's for you. It's got a little bit of everything: romance, action, stunning visuals, and a plot that will keep you hooked until the very end. Plus, if you're a fan of stories that explore destiny, sacrifice, and the power of love, you'll love how this drama tackles those themes. Whether you're new to Asian dramas or a longtime fan, Love Between Fairy and Devil is definitely worth your time. If you want more drama breakdowns like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.